departments have some sort of a scheme for 5 years to provide employment to people below poverty line, women, underprivileged sections of the society. So definitely there are schemes with the government.
Courses on that. Is there any comprehensive plan of digital knowledge promotion for the
Yeah, we are hearing you.
No, we can hear.
Is there any comprehensive plan for medical knowledge dissemination all the time, even for the specified courses or specified learning or learning promotion? Because once we qualify, any qualification we achieve, thereafter people just resort to practice, and there is no refreshing and learning or revising mechanism in place. I think if medical knowledge, whole of it, is put on the net through your services, through your distant education, it will be a great help for the community of professionals, for the community of patients, and people will be helped a lot. I think this is e-health sort of service, a flagship in the e-health services, and I think this should be taken very seriously and taken to the public and professionals that the whole knowledge is available all the time on the internet in an interactive manner. That's what my question is, if at all any plans for it.
Professor Vimala Kapoor is here, Director, School of Health Sciences. No, actually we have some activities. We have a School of Health Sciences. Actually, this e-health magazine. There is a special issue on e-health. There is activities of IGNOU is listed here. There are 2 or 3 articles listing the whole activities of IGNOU. We have programs for that. We are also planning telemedicine in a comprehensive way now.
Or my submission will be that there should be some mechanism which should be fitted in for education promotion, medical education promotion through your services, through your distant education. Okay.
Anyway, we have plans for that. That's all what I can say as Vice Chancellor. That's all.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, just to supplement that, see, there are different levels of IT literacy. IT literacy, there is a basic literacy. Just like ITS BPO type, there are different verticals. Here, not only verticals, there are different horizontal levels also. So it is not just 2-dimensional, it is a 3-dimensional one. That means IT literacy, there is a basic literacy and a functional literacy. Depending on functional literacy, you need different. Teachers will use IT for different purpose. Social science researchers, people use it for different purpose. And medical professionals will use IT for different. Finance people will use IT for other purposes. So this IT skills, depending on their trade, depending on their work that they are doing, that is a functional literacy, that is a separate thing. So these two are there. There is a basic IT literacy, everybody needs it. On top of it, you have a topping called functional literacy. That is where you need to have literacy. That is where you need to empower the ITCT and encash the ICT power there.
I think your question more pertains to continuing education needs of the medical community. Yeah, I think I understand that. So it's a specialized session, as they said, tomorrow in that area.
Not only, several, for example, I know under the telemedicine program of the Government of India, the former President started the telemedicine program, the DIT, with the support of the DIT and Ministry of External Affairs. We have a Pan-African program, and I think 7 institutions in 7 medical institutions in the country are involved. The Ramachandra Medical College in Chennai, Apollo group of hospitals. They are even providing telemedical services. For example, some doctors sitting in Chennai giving services to a remote village in the state of Andhra Pradesh. This has been also, cited very highly. So there are activities, and with the integration of information and communication technology, I think your question is very clear, sir. I think we are addressing that issue. Thank you.
Sanchar Shakti. Yeah. That's a huge initiative by the government, and we are very happy to know that something of this sort is happening under the ICT, the context of ICT, to foster empowerment to the women. But as Professor Pillai very rightly mentioned, that there are a lot of existing schemes, government schemes that are also working for fostering or giving kind of empowering women. I happen to be a part of this particular ambitious project of government support to training and employment promotion program. Wherein also they had identified around 12 traditional occupations which women are equipped to handle. For example, milk federation, they would work for the milk federation. Each state will have the milk federation. Women with the help of self-help group can go and do the work, goat rearing, carpet weaving, you name any, and they've identified. I don't even remember the sectors, occupations. Now the idea is, you have mentioned in your presentation that the ICT, the role of ICT as far as Sanchar Shakti is concerned, it's more to do to leverage or to enhance the marketing part of it with the help of mobile technology. That was one thing. And why have we not been able to merge or converge the existing schemes with the schemes that you are offering? Because you have also identified certain sectors. And why not we have been able to do it? I don't know if we are doing it, then how much ICT has a role beyond the marketing or enhancing the marketing component of it?
As far as integrating with other government programs is concerned, when we started off, we had broad project categories, and we had a stakeholders conference somewhere in 2010, in October 2010, where we invited a variety of institutions, including the National Skills Development Corporation, NABARD, and you name it, even people from distance education. We wanted any stakeholder who's interested to come forward and participate, including the Rural Development Ministry, etc. And we left the floor open so that any type of project which wants to come forward can. We happen to have got these particular 8 projects for mobile value-added services, plus we are working with SEVA towards the other projects for training women to repair modems and to repair handsets, right? So unfortunately, we in the Government of India, we have so many different ministries, so many different programs, and sometimes we are not able to leverage each other's strengths and really come together, which is sad. But then these kind of conferences are a place where we come to know about each other's programs and we can synergize. This Sanchar Shakti is not just about marketing. It's about reaching out to the women, using ICT to train women in the skills they're doing, to be able to access financial services, but also to just basically give them information about health, about education, about helping their children or their families, and generally to make them feel more connected, with the rest of the world. Tell them about all the government schemes that are there, because surprisingly, rural women are so very backward when it comes to, comparing with the urban women, but they're just as enthusiastic to learn. When we've interacted with them, they want to learn, they want to be able to participate, to contribute in their families, to have a say, and they are really eager to learn. So Sanchar Shakti doesn't have just a small market-oriented, it is just to empower women through ICTs.
No, my concern is not for Sanchar Shakti's role or objective. I'm very clear about it. Yeah. But what the role that ICT is playing within the whole gamut of the program, that was one thing. Yeah. And how are we going to connect, if at all we think there is a connect between the program that you have talked about with the telecenter programs that IGNOU and DIT, they are jointly running. So how, do you see any synergy? Of course we see. Yeah. So how do we do it? As you said that we are taking back something, we are taking some lessons back to our respective organizations. So how do we see a connect happening in the days to come or in years to come?
See, it's not that each program of all the government, different ministries, even though there are different ministries, everybody is working on this. India is a large country with a diverse culture, and diverse interventions are required, and even many people are trying it with various ways and various directions. Let 1,000 flowers bloom. So still the programs, India is such a vast country, this is still not sufficient. Yes, when we are having this fiber to panchayats program, and such programs will come up and everybody will be connected. When you can see all these fruits, very fruitful effect will come out when all the 1,000 plus, 1 billion plus people are connected and use this ICT effectively.
I just want to add that learning is both ways. We have to learn from the community as much as, but we as a system, whether it's a IGNOU, DOEC, we put in place the proper methodology so that it becomes a certifiable program. Okay, so that is where our strength is, but we have to continuously. I'll give an example, the Barefoot University in Rajasthan. You know, class 5 only literate ladies are maintaining the GPS map profile of land use in that area and assisting that RP Singh's water tank management and such things. It's only those ladies, they never even completed school of any kind, but they are very comfortable in GIS managed portals. So we have to learn from them also and how to spread that across.
Thank you.
Thank you.
One question.
One more. Okay.
It is very nice.
Very good interaction actually, really.
Yeah, it is very nice to hear all the dignitaries or dais. My name is Manna De. I am from Institute of Chartered Accountants of India, one of the largest body in accounting field. Actually, I am a part of information technology unit, and since 2000 I am teaching information technology, and we are running right now 2 courses. At the preliminary level we have 100 hours ITT program, and in different stages, in inter as well as in final, we have different papers of information related subject. My question is related with the learning. If we call it is a digital learning, if we call it is a e-learning. So I have seen many institutions are providing various courses, like DOEC is one of the premier body of Ministry of Information Technology, and other bodies also providing different courses. Universities, UGC, AICT, they are also providing different high level courses. But there is no similarity in the course contents. If we talk about the basic courses and the high level courses, if we start a particular course, say like at the fundamental level at all the rural areas, like I think DOS is providing a common, as sir already said, that common certification, some program is there, computer related program is there, but we are still lacking the e-learning module for all the all the rural areas students. So my question is there any program ministry is looking for that so that we can cater all the students?
We got the question. Actually, this session is for IT literacy mainly, but e-learning is a separate discipline altogether. E-learning, for the activities which you are doing, there are definitely a lot